Welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy, and today we're going to be talking about a bourbon whiskey. This here is called Very Old Barton. It is crafted Very Old Barton. It is 100 proof, 50% ABV. It is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey distilled in Barton, Bardstown, Kentucky. Bartle, yeah, you see that. So this is a 100 proof. There's nothing on the back. That does look a lot like creek water. You love the creek water. So this is a Sazerac product out of Bardstown Distilleries. It does have an age statement of 6 years. There's nothing to be found on whether or not color has been added. Some people say yes, some people say maybe. But at the price point, which is another little caveat Mr. Randy needs to get into, Mr. Randy paid $36, just under $36, I think it was $35 and change, $36 out the door for a 100 proof bourbon whiskey. Now, again, I do believe I might have mentioned it in the off the rip video. This bottle was recommended to me by Brad from over Brad's Bourbon Reviews. So this is a handle. This is called a handle, which is a 1.75 milliliter. And I did tell you we'd be right back around here. This, well, let's get a pour on. As always, the handles usually do have the big black screw-on plastic caps. As you can see, that is a nice brown golden color, but we're going to pull out Mr. Randy's handy dandy whiskey color scale. Off camera, I'm going to try and match it up. I don't recall what we said the last time this would be, but it does look to be about a burnt amber. I'm going to put that at burnt amber, and we're going to move on. Okay, so first of all, the nose is definitely speaking to Mr. Randy. Definitely, I'm getting pencil eraser. The very first thing Mr. Randy gets is pencil eraser. And what does Mr. Randy say about when he gets pencil eraser? He usually gets a pretty good bourbon. Pencil eraser, sweet, vanilla, oak, all those general characteristics of bourbon are definitely in this glass. But pencil eraser is the one that gets front and center and says, hello. So the caveat on the price point was, I went into my main store to get this. I knew it was there. I've seen it for many months, and I've never even thought twice about it until Brad said, hey, yeah, man, you should try that. It's 100 proof. It doesn't get you on the nose as 100 proof. But the price point, like I said, I paid just under 36, which was at least almost $10 more than I was expecting. I was expecting this to be like a $26, $27 bottle. The website, I really need to get a hold of somebody and tell them that their website just is not accurate. So that's enough of that. Let's get it on the palate. Ooh. It's got that drying effect. It really just right across the whole mouth and palate. It's got a drying effect. It feels like it just dries me out. There's a lot of oak, a lot of spice. You got some vanilla, some honey. Now, a lot of things as a typical characteristics of a bourbon. It's all there. It's got a wonderful nose. It really does got a wonderful nose. Reminds me of Evan Williams, actually. It does remind me of Evan Williams. They're very close to each other. Let's get another one on the palate. Yeah. If you like that kind of dryness that it hits you with, this is definitely good for you. That's the only thing that's really holding me back from really liking this. Now, they don't sell these, as far as I understand, don't sell these in another size. I think these are just the handles. Let's go ahead and get a finish on it. There's this odd note, this odd character on the finish. Now the dryness has sort of quieted down a little bit. It may be since I've had a few pours of this, maybe I've gotten used to it. And then that first pour, that first taste off that pour really hits you and like seizes up all your taste buds. But after a couple on the palate and then the finish, it's not as dry. That dry effect is a little bit tampered down, where all the great things in the finish in that whiskey can actually start to come out. There's a slight twinge of like mintiness. You know what I'm saying? Like when you get that Old Forester and you get some kind of Old Forester Signature 100 and you get that like weird oddball like mint sort of character. And it's nice. It's not overwhelming. It's kind of balanced in a sort of sense. Like maybe if all you were drinking was this, and after a few pours, you kind of got like acclimated, you could probably not even think about that dryness after a while, because that dryness sort of went away. Maybe my salivation, my salivatory glands have kicked in and sort of like acclimated to that whole thing. And that's a little different. It's much better on the finish than it was on the first palate. The second one was a little bit better. So maybe the more you drink this, the easier it gets to drink. Well, I mean, what alcohol doesn't get easier to drink the more you drink it. But the finish is, it's very light on the dry end. You get some spice, oak, light sweetness, all those great characters that you get out of bourbons. So now for the scoring. Originally, I was going to give this a weak 3 out of 5. However, that was my initial. That was off the rip. That was the off the rip kind of. You see it? I'm just going to ignore it. I'm going to try to ignore it. My OCD probably won't let me. So let's try and get through this. I was going to give it a weak 3 out of 5, but I've changed my mind now that I'm here. I'm going to give it a solid 3 out of 5. I'm going to bump it up. I'm going to graduate it up to right in the middle, because it is $36 for a handle of Sazerac product from Bardstown. It is 100 proof. It's not offensive. It's not disgusting. It is pretty nice. It could be better. I mean, if we could just strip that dry thing out of there, this would be a great bourbon. So, like I said, the high price, I don't think it's really that much of a high price for a handle, but for something that I wish could be better, that does take in the effect of the price point. So my fair price on this bottle would be anywhere from $20 to $25, at least $5, $5 to $10 less than the actual price I paid for it. Would I buy this again? At this point, I'm going to have to stick with my initial assumption that no, I will not buy this again. The varying factors on that are that when I go into the shop again, I'm going to look for something different, because that's just the journey that I'm on. So with that being said, let us know in the comments, have you tried this? What do you think about it? As always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy. You have a good one.